Assalamu alaikum, you guys. MATRELL on a mission here. Welcome to Expat Live. If this is your first time seeing my channel or coming to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. And you guys, as you come into the chat, please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. That is the only way that YouTube will push it out so that more people will find out about the video, right? And for my returning subscribers, welcome back. You know, I love you and I appreciate you. So yes, you guys. So today on this episode of Expat to Expat Live, I'm happy to have No Limit Eddie with us today. He is an expat living his life abroad on his own terms, and he's going to share what it's been like for him living abroad, right? And so I'm looking really forward to talking to him about his journey and, you know, just finding out some of the fun things that he likes to do, you know, in his spare time. And then we'll talk about, you know, how he is able to sustain his life here on the continent. Okay. So without further ado, I am going to be bringing him on. And I do want to say, if you guys are there, anyone that's watching the live, if you would please say hello. Let us know that you're here. That would be awesome. All right, so I'm going to pop Eddie in now. There he is. Hey, Eddie.
What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to
Hi.
everybody in the chat. Shout out to MATRELL.
Thank you. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my little channel. I appreciate you doing this with me. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you about your journey on the motherland. So, yeah, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Excited to be here. You were definitely one of the first people I was watching as far as in Egypt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool to make my debut on the MATRELL on the Mission channel this time.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shanice, welcome to the live.
Let me see
Yes,
what
you
it's
guys,
talking about.
I am on at a special time today. It is 8 o'clock. So I know I'm a little bit early, but I guess, you know, I'm going to capture some of the people that normally can't catch me at 9. So either way it goes, if you're watching this video later, you know, make sure you just give it a thumbs up and share it out. I want to also welcome Blind Guy, his wife, and their life to the live, you guys. Today we are going to be speaking with No Limit Eddie.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you guys for joining the conversation as well. All right, Eddie. So you want to go ahead and tell them? Well, you already did kind of go over a little bit about yourself. So I'll just jump into the first question. How's that?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So let me get there.
Shout out to everybody in the comments. If you're in here, drop a comment. Let me know you in here.
Yeah,
And what you guys got going on today. Let us know.
great. See, Eddie is the master of doing lives. He can keep it going the whole time. I'm trying to learn. All right. So, Eddie, can you tell the audience where you relocated to and why?
Where did I relocate to and why? Man, so I guess the first relocation was to Tanzania. And that's kind of my entry point to not only Africa but just outside of America in general. So the first place I went to was Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Stayed there for like 6 months or so, and then now I'm in Egypt, and I've been here for maybe 9 months, I think already. Coming up on a year in August. But as far as why, man, for me, it was a belief that America is not the place to be in. You know what I mean? From a biblical perspective,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it's a place to be. And so definitely I was gonna leave eventually. And it just so happened that 2021, it was a proper time for me to go ahead and make that departure to come to the continent.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have it? Are you having any second thoughts or any regrets for leaving?
Not really. Really, I just think it would have been better if I did it even sooner, But for the most part, I've been enjoying my time on the continent. Enjoying the peace of it. I think that's the biggest thing. Of course, I get to kind of live on my own terms a little bit more, a lot less regulation. And I like that, So I enjoy my time here so far.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that'll work. And then you guys, you should know that Eddie is probably the youngest person I know that is out here traveling, traveling the world. How old are you, Eddie?
So I'm
What's your age?
22 now, and I'll be 23 in August. So, mhm, mhm.
Out here on the continent. So there's no excuses,
Right,
people.
right. For real,
No,
for real.
age is definitely not a reason to be afraid. All right. So then, Eddie, okay, so
Hmm.
you've been okay, like you said, you were in Tanzania first, and now you're here
Yeah.
in Egypt. So I don't know how many places you've been to here in Egypt, but of the
Mhm.
ones that you visited, what are your top three in this country?
Are you saying in Egypt in particular, or
Yes.
just over?
Yes.
Okay, Egypt. Now let's talk about Egypt, man. I think I'm not really a traveling person, or really that's the crazy part. Like I'm just happy to go get some good food and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I guess some spots in Egypt that I enjoyed as far as we can say food. I went to a Hardee's over in Cairo, in the mall in Cairo, and that was some of the best food I ever ate. Like it was crazy. So
Really?
yeah,
At Hardee's?
yeah, yeah, the Carl's Jr. as we call it in Cali. Yeah, that drink was really good. So that's why it was nice. Big King Kingston, what up, man? What up? So that was good. What else did I go? Oh, when I went down to Luxor, I ended up getting some pizza from a place called like Pizza Roma, something like that.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I know what that is.
yeah, yeah. So that spot was good. I think I ended up
Uh-huh.
meeting. I didn't meet Mahmoud there, but he dropped some papaya there for me.
Okay.
Um, what else? Where else have I been? I mean, I really haven't traveled that many cities inside of Egypt. So I mean, those are some of the
Okay.
spots. I went to.
Do you have any plans on going to see anything? Because we everything is here.
The only spot that I still want to go and visit is Elfteen Island, which I think is like over near Aswan.
Yes.
Um, I still want to visit that spot for sure.
Okay. All right. And then,
Mhm.
like you said earlier, welcome Big King Kingston to the live. Nice to see you here. Um,
Right, right.
and Blind Guy, his wife in her life says Eddie is an old soul, traveling like a veteran just all over the place.
Right, right.
All right. And then Blind Guy and his wife in their life, they're also YouTubers. They have a channel where they do live
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah, they're really it's a really fun channel, and they actually had a really
Hmm,
good
hmm.
live today as well. So you guys be sure and check them out. I don't know if Big King Kingston is a
Right.
YouTuber, is he or no? Do you know?
No, I don't think so. Not content wise. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. So cool. So then, tell me this: what do you like to do for fun here in Egypt? Then,
What do I do for fun, man?
yeah,
I do the same thing I did in America for fun, man, which is just try to level up, try to get better. So I like to
yeah.
read books. I've been doing a lot more audio books recently. Honestly,
Mm,
I used to enjoy the physical books, but there's no like Barnes and Noble I can just walk into and buy a book.
sure.
And so I just buy the digital versions now. And I don't like ebooks. I rather hear them than to read them online. So reading some
Okay.
books, watching some YouTube. I love to watch some YouTube.
Okay.
um I get into like different niches. I was watching a lot of watch trading videos and a lot of MotoGP videos, so I get into a lot of different niches on
Uh-huh.
YouTube, just watching content. And then the last thing I guess I would say is just hanging out with the people that's out here. Going out
Mhm.
to eat, I go swim, um going to the gym, riding a motorcycle, just basic stuff like
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
Okay. So you're just able to have a normal active life here
I
on the
would say so.
continent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Not much different than I would be in the States.
Yes. And I think that that's like real that's really important to let people know, especially younger people who might be watching this,
Mhm.
that
Right, right.
you also can enjoy normal things that you would consider normal in
Hmm.
life outside of the US.
Right,
For
right.
sure.
It's going to be slower pace. That's the biggest difference. It's going to be slower pace. If you want like fast, exciting nightlife and all kind of stuff like that, then definitely maybe you need to go to a different country. You know what I mean? Go to a more westernized country. But if you just enjoy living a calm, peaceful life, you can definitely still enjoy yourself on the continent.
Okay, absolutely. And
Mhm.
then, so what's your favorite local food that you've tried? I think I've seen this on one of your videos. I want to see if this is still your local favorite.
My local favorite. Oh
Have you
man,
tried? Have you tried to make it yourself? Do you cook?
I don't like cooking at all, to be honest. I recently having to start cooking, but I just cook sandwiches and just basic stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Um, but as far as my favorite food out here, I enjoy sandwiches. I enjoy the sandwiches. So um, I would say right now my current favorite sandwich is a shawarma sandwich. Little tahini. They put some shawarma in there. Sometimes I might put a little pickle or whatever. That's been my go-to as far as the local foods. But
Yeah.
I also really like, what are those things called? Falafel and hummus. I really enjoy that as well.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with falafel. So those are my two, I would say right now.
Okay. Yeah, I do
Mhm.
enjoy a falafel too. And then
Yeah,
like you said, I've been
yeah.
eating it for a while, but like I think one thing that's lacking where I am is not having like a real diversity in terms of food. So
Mm.
for me, it can get a little monotonous,
Really,
you know.
Luxor has some spots. When it was down there, I was traveling to eat some of that food. Like Pizza Roma
I
was
know, but
one
I've
of
been here
them.
almost, but it's almost 2 years, Eddie.
That's true.
It's
That's
almost
true.
2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So I kind of ate my way through everything, and now it's like,
Mhm.
okay, what's next? What else is coming?
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
kind of monotonous, um, but I do enjoy the Mediterranean style foods. I do
Okay,
like them.
okay.
I just wish we had a lot more seafood here, because that's the only thing that's really lacking. Whereas if we were on the Red
Um,
Sea or if I was
right,
up
right.
in Mediterranean, then I would be able to have
Mhm.
more access to seafood. But
That's actually what I ordered today. Some fish.
yes, fish. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've been
right,
out,
right.
and because they saying we haven't had Nile fish in almost a month. They usually bring
Oh,
Nile
you
fish
haven't?
in from Taiwan, and there's like a shortage. There's nothing available.
Really? A shortage of
Yes.
fish?
Well, of Nile fish, they can't. They're just not getting it here. Something happened, and now they can't get it here. It's a mess, and it's
Ah,
not a good thing. I tell you that.
yeah. I mean, it's been
All
shortages
right.
all over the place. So that's crazy.
Yeah. So blind guy, his wife and her life say most men I know love sandwiches. Brothers, friends, family, workmates. Can't go wrong. Yeah. Yeah, when
Yeah,
you're young,
sandwiches
you
can
can
go
do
too.
sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. Little
When you're
sandwich
young,
joint,
you can
quick
do
and
sandwiches.
easy. Right.
Hmm. Yes, quick and easy, and then and they can be kind of inexpensive sometimes if you
It'd
don't
be
make
kind of
something
expensive
like
to do these sandwiches. Like it's crazy, but I feel like
really.
cooking is more expensive than ordering out. Yeah, yeah. Like cooking gets more expensive than ordering out sometimes. Like, but sometimes you gotta do a mixture of
Yeah.
both.
Okay.
You ain't gonna find no
Yeah.
cornbread out here.
Cornbread. So
Hmm.
what?
Sometimes you gotta cook.
Yeah, you do. You do. I don't like to cook too much here because it's just too hot. Um,
Mm,
right now, get the whole house hot, but and like you said, it's really cheap to eat out. So sometimes it's just
it
worth doing
is
that to
right,
save the time and the
right.
effort. All
Hmm.
right. So Eddie, tell me this: what's your advice for people who are looking to just visit either Egypt or Tanzania, since you have experience in both places?
Man, if you're looking to
If
visit
they're
any
coming to
country,
tourists.
yeah, if you're looking to
Hmm.
visit any country, like there really is no advice besides just hurry up and do it. The longer you wait, the more difficult it always becomes for the most part. So you
Yeah.
just need to know the basics. Okay, what's the visa requirement to enter the country? All right, where am I going to stay? So get your little Airbnb joint. And basically, what do I want to get out of this trip? Know what you want to get out of the trip. If it's you want to look for businesses, understand that. If you want to just see what it's like to live, then just experience that, whatever it is. But have your goal of what you want to achieve from that country. But visiting any country is really not that difficult, especially if you are an American. You got an American passport. You pretty much got the gold standard of passports. You can go just about anywhere in the world, and it's not going to be that difficult. And they're going to roll out the red carpet for you. So definitely explore, travel wherever you want to travel.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I think I agree with you. You know, people who want to visit, just don't procrastinate. You know,
Yeah,
pick a date, and just, especially if you're coming to Egypt, you know, it's such a huge country and there's so much
right,
to
right,
see. You may want to plan several trips to get it all in. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Because
Right, right,
yeah, because otherwise you'll feel really rushed. And the jet lag is something that's something you need to take into consideration. I have a lot of people that call me and ask me for like these jam
right.
itineraries, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And but by day 3, you know their whole body is shutting down.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, right,
So
right.
because of the time difference, and I'm like, you know, you got to make sure that you schedule some time to rest. So
Mm-hmm.
either, you know, fewer cities, or plan multiple trips so that you can really take advantage of, you know, looking at all the beautiful things that are here. That would be
Right,
my
right.
advice for some.
That makes
That's the
sense.
worst
That
to
makes
be.
sense. Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah.
don't want to be
Now,
all.
jet lag is real. Like you can get off the plane and be straight for a little bit if you really determined, but like after a
Yep.
while, you're gonna have to recover for a second, like so
Yeah.
it ain't gonna work like that.
And it can make, and you can get ill behind it, you know, too. That lack of rest, it can really
Yeah,
wear your
yeah.
body out.
Mm-hmm,
All
mm-hmm.
right. And then also, you know, and going to another country, you know, considering the fact that, you know, the water is different, it's everything.
Right, right. Might be a little different for you.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then would you recommend either country that you've lived in for repatriation? And if so, why?
I mean, I don't recommend any country for repatriation on the fact that laws change every day. Also it depends on what you're looking to get out of your African experience. You know,
Mm,
some people have had a great time in Tanzania. Some people have had a poor time in Tanzania. Some people have had a very poor time in Egypt. Some people had a really good time in Egypt. So I don't really recommend any one particular country.
okay.
I honestly feel like sometimes every country is for a particular country, maybe for a particular person.
Right.
Me and you have flown into Egypt, no problem. Other people flow in and
Right.
take your camera, take this, I'm putting you in jail. It's just like I recommend if somebody come and they in jail talking about it's no limit Eddie. So I can't recommend any particular thing for any particular person, but
Right.
you got to just go and experience it and see what might work for you. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of times God's grace can play out differently in every person's life. You may go to Nigeria and that may be perfect for you. You might go to what do you call it? The Congo may be perfect for you. You never know.
Right.
But just try to figure out what would actually work for you, and always be willing to bounce around as well. Don't be feel like you got to stay in one particular country. Um,
Right.
mhm.
Right. And I think that that's an attitude that, you know, a lot of people who are out here traveling have. Like, we can go from place to
Right.
place in different countries.
Mhm.
So like a lot of locals that I meet, they're all like, "Why aren't you settled?" You know, they think that
Yeah,
wherever you
yeah.
are, you have to, you know, dig in and get some
Right,
property,
right.
and
Mhm.
build and live in that one spot. And I'm like, you know, I don't know
Right.
if
Right.
I don't want to do that yet.
Mm-hmm. Now you can't do it like that because you just never know. It might get a little dicey. You may have to like, oh, I'm gonna slide here, like you know.
Right.
But Egypt is a good country to invest in. For what I've been seeing, like I do
Yeah.
want to get a flat, like buy a flat here, put it on Airbnb. Like I feel like you can make some good money
Right.
in Egypt. Um,
Yes,
as far as
absolutely.
investing for sure.
Yeah, investment opportunities for real. It's
Yeah.
all over Egypt, and especially there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that happening here in Luxor. Even that, I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
it's always sold out. You know, that's how
Yeah.
many people come here, especially
Mm-hmm.
here on the
Mm-hmm.
West Bank side. This would be a
Right.
good place to build something and then have it done as vacation rentals for sure.
Right. Right. That's a really good business. I feel like um, for anybody who's a foreigner.
Yes. And then
Mm-hmm.
blind guy, his wife and her life says Eddie's just like to keep it moving. Y'all don't settle. Yeah, right. Don't
Right.
settle.
Right. You got to just keep on
Absolutely.
going.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like what is 54 countries here in Africa?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, I don't have 54 years to be one country a year. Somebody has to like do two or
Right.
three to try to get
Mm-hmm.
them all in. Realistically, I think for me, I think I have about 15 countries that I really, really want to go see here on the continent.
Really?
But then there's other countries.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's other countries in South America that I want to
Uh huh.
see
Okay. Okay.
as well. So I got to figure out how to navigate that
Right.
eventually
Right.
once the world settles down. But I'm not even sure it's going to settle down.
It's like, yeah, it's crazy. Like traveling during this age is so annoying, with the testing and this and that and this requirement for this country. Like it's getting outrageous sometimes. Um,
Yeah.
but some countries are like dropping their restrictions, other countries are picking them up. So it's just like it don't really add up as far as traveling. That's why I don't feel like country hopping at this moment in time.
Right. Yeah. You feel like
Mhm.
you want to just get settled somewhere, but I think I'm going to be going to the States because I promised my grandbaby I have to be there for her birthday.
Okay, okay.
And here, so I have to go for that. But I don't know, maybe
Hmm.
on the way back, I might pop into somewhere else, before
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
coming back, depending on what the requirements are, like you said, because
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to be doing a whole bunch of stuff to get into any
Right,
country,
right.
actually.
Hmm.
Get into any country at
Nah, for
all.
real.
Yeah. All right. And then let's see, where was I? Some comments.
Yeah,
It
everybody
said
drop
always
some
good to
comments in here. Let us know you're watching. Let us know where you're watching from. If you have
yes.
questions for
And
me, let
before
me
you ask,
know.
yes. And you guys, if you're
And
just
smash the
joining, I
like
am
button too.
that too. Special life. I was
Just
just going to say
smash
that.
the like
I'm
button,
speaking
guys.
with No Limit Eddie. He is an expat living his best life here on the continent. He has lived in two places
Right,
within the
right.
last 2 years, and so he has a
Mhm.
lot of knowledge and information that he does share about his travels, which lets me
Right.
up to the next question. Uh, Oh, I know. If you could improve anything about your experience in this country or any of the countries that you've been to, what would it be?
Um, Man, okay. So if I could improve, so I said like this: as far as watching from Jerusalem. Wow. Okay. Big up to you. Let me know how you've been enjoying that, enjoying living in Israel. But as far as Tanzania, we'll do both countries. As far as Tanzania, man, I would just like to have structure, structure, legal structure, without bribes, without corruption. Just a law is a law.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As well as just laws that may favor the diaspora a little bit more, African Americans a little bit more. A lot of the laws, visa laws in some countries are set up by colonizers to keep those countries colonized. Um, it really prevents a lot of people who want to really go into the country and really, spend their American dollars and bring money from the West to these countries. We want to do that, but they make it very difficult for us to do that. As far as in
Right.
Egypt, only thing I would change is just have more of us here. There's not as many African Americans over, at least that I run into. Um, so I would just say more of us being over here would be dope. That's what I was thinking about both places.
Yeah. And the thing is there aren't a lot of us here, but it's not because of anything Egypt has done. It's all because of the Western mindset and our perception of what Egypt is, what we've been
Yeah,
taught.
yeah.
So it's
It's
not
easy
on
to break
anybody's
through.
must go
It
list.
is. It's a lot of nonsense. To answer your question though, I moved from LA. I was in Los Angeles, born and raised. Basically, never left LA. Went to Vegas, a little one, two, three times. But other than that, I've always been in LA, San Diego, Palmdale, LA County. And then I came out to Africa.
Okay. And then welcome Sam B to the live. Said good, he's never going back to the US. Been here for almost 2 years, and that's in Israel, right? I think he said he was
Yeah,
in
yeah. He said it was in
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Uh huh.
Yes. And then Shanice is watching us from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And Big King Kingston, he said, what's the biggest obstacle you had in Egypt?
Biggest obstacle in Egypt. Biggest obstacle, man. Egypt has been smooth, and that's been the cool thing about it. If I had to say biggest obstacle, I say when I first got here, man. When I first got here, they didn't lost my sister's bag, and it was a real fight to go ahead and get that bag back. You know, the dude not speaking English, and he answering the phone and saying Arabic, Arabic, Arabic. I'm talking about 10 minutes straight. I hang up on the dude, come back Arabic, Arabic, Arabic. Get to the point where I think I ended up having to call Mahmoud, who was the guy who just basically does everything out here in Egypt. You know, you want something done, contact Mahmoud. But basically, I had to get in contact with him to then tell the dude I don't speak Arabic. Like it was insane. Then he tried to ask for money and all this stuff. It was just wild. So not getting a bag was a big hassle. And then we ended up basically with the airline as well. But they wouldn't allow the pets to board a flight to a particular city, so we had to get off in a different city and then travel. So that was a hassle as well. But it is, you get what you pay for. The flight was cheap, and so I can't complain about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember the episodes on your channel about the dogs not being able to get in.
Yeah.
Traveling with pets. All right, and then Sam B says the U.S. has become a monster of its creation. Yeah,
right.
I agree. And then Blind Guy, his wife and her life said, Eddie, do you find yourself understanding new languages better as you navigate?
Man, I really have not been big on learning Arabic. I really have not been big on learning Arabic. It's just so different than English is. And that has kind of been a deterrent for me to learn Arabic. But I should learn it more. I should really start to study a little bit more, and I probably will start soon. But I gotta really make the effort to do it. Okay. Israel's laid back. Okay, yeah. I feel like Israel is a cool little vibe on the fact that it's accepted on the world stage. You know, it's up there with the UK's, the US, Canada's. So it's kind of it should be easier to do certain things in Israel than it would be if you were in Congo or if you were in some of these other countries.
Right. Well, he's saying that he's working remotely for a U.S. company from Israel. So yeah, that's already different because nowhere else in Africa, I don't think, outside of maybe some places in South Africa, maybe, will they allow that direct connect.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very hard to work for those companies in other countries. Yes. But Israel's accepted on the world stage like that.
Right. And then Shanice says, Mahmoud is the plug.
Right.
Yes, he is. And then, but one of the other things that I kind of wanted to chat about, Eddie, because you were back to what you were saying about Egypt being a good place for investment. This is the time when I wish that, that our people were, that we had more coalitions and things where people would like pool their resources, were able to do things, because buying property in Egypt, it's not like going to Ghana or Gambia and throwing down a couple $1,000 for some land. Land is expensive here.
Yeah. It definitely is a little bit more. I mean, it's definitely, in my opinion, a value. When you consider what things are in America, there's still a value here. And the fact that I just feel like Egypt has a system where you can get your money in and out easier. It's not, okay, I got to deal with this tribe here and this tribe here, and I may buy this land, but this land may not really be mine. It's like the system here is smoother. So I think we kind of paying for the convenience as well, just easy, convenience basically, So I think that I would like to invest in Egypt, you know what I mean? But as far as coalitions and things like that, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, I honestly would rather just, either do it myself or do it with people that I already know personally, because when money gets involved, people get a little funny sometimes, so it just is what it is.
Well, it seems like that's been the history in a lot of other projects that have been going on around the continent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we used to really pool our resources. There were, a lot of networking organizations. We do those types of things to help grow the small businesses.
Right.
I guess somewhere in there, people got away from that, and now everybody is so distrusting of each other. And I'm sure that a lot of that comes from actions that have taken place or whatnot. But I just think that for me, I would love to see like a little seaside community, kind of like El Guna, where I was. I'm like, man, if we could have an El Guna on the Red Sea,
Right.
where we have our own golf courses and great places to eat, entertainment options, wonderful mixed use businesses and places to live. Because I looked at the history of El Guna. The guy that started it, he started it with 4 houses. He just decided, he's not even from me. I'm moving to Egypt. I'm going to build 4 houses here on the beach. And that was back in 1989. That's how it started. And it just went from there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes. So I guess, for people to think like, okay, it can't be done. It absolutely can be done. You got a couple friends. You got a couple friends say, hey, y'all, we're going to get this land here on this beach. You guys could probably take that and turn it into something substantial in, not a long time, and just a few years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because everything along the coast here right now. So yeah, definitely a lot of investment opportunities. So I'm gonna try to do a little something. I am going to try to do a little.
I think it's possible to do it here.
Yeah. Now Sam says, if you have a 1099 agreement as consultant with companies, you're off the hook. They are not responsible. That's true. Where you work is you are not an employee. Some technicalities, but don't ask, don't tell works better. But yeah, so Sam, what I was referring to was the situation with the firewalls and things, how I actually own a work from home company in the U.S. I actually have people working for me who work from home, but I can't work for myself from home because I'm in Egypt. And the companies that are partners in the business that I have won't allow me to log in to their systems from here. But if I were in Israel, it sounds like you're saying in Israel it's possible that I would be able to do that. And I think the young lady I spoke to last week said in Mexico we could do it.
Yep.
There's no issue.
You gotta be in one of those big countries, the countries that are accepted. If it's not Canada, US, Mexico, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Israel, it's a wrap. And even in some of those countries, they like a little dicey with it.
And I get mad when I think about it, Eddie, because I'm thinking like, dang, I've been here 2 years. If I was here 2 years able to work for my own company the way I was working for it before I left, then I would have that land. I would be building. I would be building something.
Right. But that's what they don't want. That's what they don't want. Like, they do not want the U.S. dollars coming to Africa. Like, they want to leave that for them other folks. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Blind guy, his wife in her life says, I'm a firm believer. Don't tell at all. Don't tell. No need to big folks down with unnecessary details. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, real talk. But hey, the problem is you don't even gotta tell them. They just be finding out if you're from these other countries or not. Like, they'll look at where your computer is at, and if it's not within them country borders, they'll shut that joint off real quick.
Right. It's real easy because they do it by IP addresses. Everything, all the addresses, all those numbers mean something. They know exactly where you are, who you're contacting, how long you've talked to them. They know everything that's going on through the internet.
Yeah.
So you can't, because even with a VPN, the VPN say that they're private or whatever.
You get caught.
They still know. Still know you want a VPN.
They know, like even Bank of America, they will not let you log in with a VPN on. Like, it don't matter what VPN. Like, some companies can invest in the technology to know where you're at.
Exactly.
So that don't work. And that's a real good topic, because people thinking they're gonna come to Africa with these work from home jobs, and they're gonna be shocked when they get shut out. So that's very big information right there.
I was shocked, Eddie. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I had that as a stream of income for myself, because I was like, shit, I bought the expensive VPN. I'm all ready for it. Man, listen, I tried to get that system and knew immediately I was not in the United
And I just somebody had even be talking about that, like, oh, I'm moving to Egypt, but I got this work from home job, and I let her know, like, expect to be fired. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but expect it, because if
Right.
you're gonna bank your whole life on that, ooh, it can
Yeah.
get really dicey. You know, people don't want to hear it though, but at least
Yeah.
all I gotta do is tell people, let them know, you know, it is what it is.
But there's actually jobs here though, so it just depends on where you live. There's
There's
actually
jobs
jobs.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's jobs in Cairo. There's jobs, along the Red Sea. It depends on the industry that you're in. And me being a professional chef and in hospitality management,
Yeah.
hospitality, with all the
Mhm.
resorts and hotels around here, sure, I
Right.
can get a job if that's what I want to do. I want to.
Yeah. How much do they pay though a month? Would you say like a job?
Well, no, it just depends on the company. So I was looking at an opportunity with one of the Hilton resorts,
Okay.
and it was still on par because it was because as American because it was the
Really?
American Hilton hiring for placement here.
Okay.
So the pay was pretty good,
Um.
and they also. But the thing is, with that particular one, they wanted you to be like housed. They want you to be on site and things like that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but there's definitely opportunities, and they're also opening a whole bunch of call centers here in Egypt. I've been seeing in one of my expat groups that
Uh-huh.
it's like all kinds of openings for call centers in Cairo, and they're how I remember everybody used to call and you would be talking to somebody from India. You know how it is in the U.S. for customer
Yeah.
service. Well,
Right.
apparently Egypt has jumped on that bandwagon, is now
Wow. Okay.
involved,
Dope.
and it's tech. It's tech customer support at
Okay.
places in Cairo, and
Yeah.
they pay pretty decent actually, and then they
Okay.
take you to work and everything. So there's definitely some
And that sounds
opportunities
good. That
for
sounds
work
like a
here.
cool little thing.
Yeah, if you're interested in coming here to work,
Yeah.
so young
Yeah.
people, I just think that some countries there are jobs. Apparently, there's jobs
No.
in South Africa.
Yeah. Definitely. You
Yeah,
can
people
get
saying there's
jobs.
jobs in
You
South
can get
Africa
jobs.
too. So
Mhm.
yes. Let me see. Oh, she said, never mind on the VPN. Sam B, if you get a hardware router and a VPN server that you run in the US, like $10 a month, then technically your computer that is connected to the internet through the router is
Mhm.
connecting from the US.
See that's some next level stuff. The average black person not knowing that. The
Yeah,
average black person is not doing that type of stuff. They're gonna come here with a NordVPN, a VPN, Surfshark. They're gonna try to
right.
log into that joint, and that's it. You know, that whole source of income is gone. You know, so it's crazy.
Yeah,
Um, and the problem is too, it's a different mindset that's required to really come to the continent and succeed, because
right.
you're going to be put up against some walls, and you're not going to have the support that you have in the States. There's not going to be a family member you can go to and stay with them. There's
Hmm.
not going to be some type of bailout system, no government assistance. You know, a lot of the safety nets are taken away. And so I try to tell people and let people know, like, you got to be prepared for all the ins and outs that'll come along with it. You know,
Right.
I always say on my own channel, moving to Africa is kind of like walking over the Grand Canyon on a tightrope. You know what I mean? With no safety net underneath it. Like if you fall, that could be a wrap. Like,
Right.
you really gotta know. Okay, you're either gonna not fall or you're not gonna get on a tightrope. You know what I mean? Like those are the choices that you have, and so
Right.
you gotta come with that mindset if you wanna thrive. You know, for sure.
Yeah, you do. And I think it also depends on where you are in your life too. So if you're young and you're coming here, you're looking to build, you're real ambitious,
Mhm.
energetic, so you definitely want to get you some businesses going or even find employment if you're in a place that has
Right.
work.
Right.
But me,
Hmm.
when you're at my age though, I'm more into retirement mode. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of relax and calm down. I just want all I
Mhm.
want to do is eat, play golf. That's eat golf and bowl every now and then. That's all I want to do.
Wow. Okay.
I don't
Okay.
want to do nothing else.
Mhm.
But like you said, but you gotta you know, either be retired and have that income like people from the military, or if you retire from a federal job or whatever your job
Yeah.
and you have that.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. I don't have that. So
Mhm.
I have savings. So I still have to augment my income, which was why I had took your class in the first place, so that I could kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
kind of understand another way to get income. And if you want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit for people to understand how important it is to have multiple streams of income if you're coming to the continent.
Right. You definitely got to have multiple streams of income, when you come in here, because one of them might get cut off, two of them might get cut off, one of them may not work as well, because there's just so many different things that happen with the internet, with the power outages, you know what I mean, with all kind of stuff like that.
Right.
And most people who come to the continent, the biggest reason, they don't even want to go back to the States, but the biggest reason they have to go back is just financial, and that was one thing that I definitely realized, saw. So that's why one of my businesses now, a new stream of income that was created, is Africa Made Easy. So now I teach people kind of one way to start an online business from a laptop, where they can, basically run it from anywhere in the world, where it'll work. Whether you got the power, you don't got the power, it kind of just runs itself. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something that I teach, and I'll drop the link in right now. I got a free training that I'm doing for everybody. So let me drop that link in. But yeah, you definitely gotta have multiple streams of income, and you gotta always be looking for the next thing,
Right.
Because there's so many opportunities out here. You just gotta find out which one works for you and take advantage of it.
Right. And then, and for me too, I just don't I don't think people wanted to come back here and get themselves into a stressful situation either. So if you can do planning before you come, that's great. I think if I had to do it all over again though, I would definitely do some things differently in terms of the way that I manage my finances or whatnot. But because like you said, that's different streams of income. I had several streams of income coming, and then like you said, things dropped off, things changed, and I'm like, but the funny part is I've never gone into panic mode though. I don't have to panic because here, if you paid your rent already for the whole year, so you got time to kind of figure it out. So, but yeah, and I guess because the cost of living and everything is still so low, never went into panic mode. And I think like now what I'm doing is kind of something that's kind of a natural thing for me. I've been showing people Egypt because I love it and I enjoy it. And it's like a natural thing for me to do. And then from that, I could turn that into, some income.
Yeah.
As well. So,
so that's
like a natural.
What would you say you would do differently though, financially, from the beginning?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What'd you say?
I said, so what would you do differently financially?
What was I doing financially in the beginning? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. No, what would you do differently? You said you would change a couple of things up if you could do it over. So
for sure. Yeah. I would be a lot more strict with my budget. I would stick to my budget. Okay. I wouldn't be like robbing Peter to pay Paul later. I would be like, okay, well, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And then I'll just make sure I don't do that next month. No, that doesn't work. If you overspend in 1 month, you're not gonna underspend the next month to balance it out. It's just not gonna
Okay.
I would definitely manage my budget better. And then I think because I was so excited to be here, and Egypt is just it's such an awesome place. But I am the explorer, traveler type. I think I've been on so many tours that I could have just spread them out over a longer period of time. I just think I should have just budgeted better, put it that way. That's all.
Okay. Got you. That makes sense. I dropped the link into the chat as well, guys. So click the link if you want to sign up for the training. Definitely do that. It's a free training. You know what I mean? Of course, at the end of the training, we're going to sell you something. We're going to try to sell you something. So, of course, expect that joint. But you definitely want to learn a lot from the training. So sign up for it and watch that joint. As far as income or money stuff goes, I definitely would agree with you, though. It's a concept that I call false savings. That's what I call it on my channel. People will realize how cheap things are in Africa, and then they begin to buy more than they normally would just because it's so cheap. It's kind of like you go to the store and they have a 10 for 10 special. You may have only wanted 2 cans of sweet potatoes, but you're gonna get 10 cans of sweet potatoes because it's such a good deal. And so that kind of happens. a lot of times on the continent, oh, this shoe is only this much, this shirt is only this much, but then you might end up spending $100, $200 in that day, but you spent it in small increments, and you don't even realize it until you look at your budget at the end of the month. So that's what I would say, that false savings can get a lot of people caught up, you know. And you got to stick to the budget. You got to stick to the budget. You know, if you know me in real life, you won't know me for very long before you realize Eddie is cheap. You know what I mean? Like, I will bring my backpack to a restaurant and have my drinks in there. You know what I mean? Like, I will refuse to buy drinks at restaurants. Like, I stick to the budget hardcore. But it's necessary. It's necessary. You gotta be strict with it. You know? Because like I said, it's a tightrope. If you fall off, who gonna save you? You know? So
exactly.
You gotta do things the right way. You know what I mean? To be strict with it. And so yeah, that's how I live my life out here. Big King Kingston. If someone would start a YouTube, if someone starts making YouTube content, do you think YouTube can be a sole job and support for traveling? Anything can be your sole job, and it can definitely support your travels. But I would say with any social media, I would never put my whole soul into it, on the fact that algorithms change. You know, you can say the wrong thing on YouTube and they take your channel down. You know, you can get some haters on there that just want to stop your success. There's a lot of things that could go wrong if you just put like all your energy into it. But you can definitely make a substantial amount of money off of YouTube if you play the game right, for sure.
Well, you need to do that class, Eddie. I need that course.
Yeah. Now, I thought about doing that.
About views at the end of the day is really about views.
Right. But the problem is with YouTube is that it's just that what worked for me may not work for everybody else. You know what I mean? So I don't want to teach somebody something that's not going to be consistent. You know? And so yeah, that's the hard part about it.
Well, YouTube is hard. I found that out. I'm like, but what I've done is I just don't have these unrealistic expectations anymore. I just, slow and steady is going to win the race. Just keep trying to grow the base organically. I'm still going to put out, the best content that I can, and just keep pushing along, until. But it seems like all the subscribers that I've gotten lately, what I love is that they're going back and watching all my old videos.
Yeah.
So they're meeting me. I'm out here. I'm networking. That's what collaborations are, pretty much, is networking, right? So we're out here networking and introducing ourselves to each other's base. And if people are interested, they'll watch one of your videos, and then if they like it, then that's when the whole, binge watch.
No, yeah. You have a really good catalog, of videos. Like, if somebody wants to learn about Egypt, they can just watch your channel and learn a lot of stuff from that one channel. So I think that's like, and then you are really like the Black content creator for Egypt. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can hear from them, but sometimes you want to hear from somebody that's like you, and you're like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. Or if they like this, and I might like this. So I think you got that niche locked down. And so if you just keep doing it like that, you'll be straight, But YouTube is so fickle. With everything, you just got to keep producing content and just be consistent with it. Because even now, like I was running ads on my YouTube channel, and it affected my overall watch time. So now they're not showing it to as many people, So it's just so many things that could affect your channel that is crazy, But as long as you keep dropping content, you'll eventually get back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what I say. So I'm just gonna keep plugging along as I can. But it's definitely not like a stream of income for me yet. Not yet.
I'm pretty sure you make a lot of money off of the people who get into your tours or stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. From that way, outside of, as a result, because of YouTube, the referral base. The people that contact me for tours, definitely. Absolutely. Making money that way.
Right. Oh, it's frozen. I don't know if it's my internet or if it was MATRELL's internet. Let me check real quick, guys. Yeah, so I'm still going.
I'm back.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, there you are. All right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So residual income outside is
Yeah, yeah,
the benefit, because YouTube is kind of like, oh, I seen her on here. Okay, okay. Well, she got this company. Okay, yeah. So yeah, just
yeah,
making sure it
yeah.
all works together. So I
Lines
won't say I'm
up.
not making any money off of YouTube,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
not making ad money from YouTube yet.
Yeah,
Put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. No, the ad revenue takes time for sure, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, the ad revenue probably would never equal the business revenue.
Right.
On the fact that money follows attention.
Yeah.
So once you can cultivate that audience of people that rock with you, you know what I mean,
Yes.
and then you find out, okay, what problems are those people having, and you solve those problems for
Yep.
them, then
Yep.
you always gonna make far more than you will off the ad revenue and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. All right, and then thank you, Big King Kingston. You said you like that grits video. You know, I still have not replaced that blender. I can't find a bowl.
What?
I can't find a bowl to replace it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Says you good, Eddie? Let's see.
Okay, cool.
Big King, he said we use YouTube for products and services. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it. You know what I mean? Cultivate the
Yeah.
audience, solve their problems.
Yes.
Um, how was dating in these countries for Black people? Tanzania, it was. I think it was more so solid because there's a lot more. I mean, it depends on what you like. It depends on what you like. But me personally, I would prefer Black women over, you know what I mean, other races or ethnicities. So Tanzania was straight. Here in Egypt, you basically like we were saying in the beginning, there's not that many Black people here. You know what I mean, like in general. And then Black people that's my age, even lower. So it's not like the easiest thing to do, I would say, in Egypt overall. But you know what I mean? If you go to the sub-Saharan African countries, it should be easier for you. Definitely though, a lot of women there are trying to get bread off of Americans, so you got to be careful of that. If you're, I would assume you're a dude. I'm not sure, but definitely be careful of that joint. There is a lot of, I guess you say ladies at night that are in those countries, even in Egypt too.
Yeah.
But be mindful of that. Just a little basic stuff, but it depends on the country you're in.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a
Mm-hmm.
good question as well. All right. So do you guys have any other questions for Eddie at all? Eddie, you want to kind of like recap on the products that you do have available to help people who are moving to the continent?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, first and foremost, of course, go to the YouTube channel, No Limit Eddie. Subscribe over there. I try to produce content as often as I can on that channel. Um, we also got, a book, about money, about managing money, how to kind of operate, how to think about it. That's available at africamadeeasy.com/money. So you guys can go ahead and pick up a copy of that book. It's available for pre-order right now for $4. So I would suggest grabbing it now. Go to africamadeeasy.com/training and sign up for the free training that we got going on. Drop the link into that joint again into the chat if you guys are interested in that joint. Definitely sign up. It's free. You really have nothing to lose, and stuff like that. But as far as starting a business, MATRELL, did you actually do like a actual like LLC in Egypt, or how did that work?
Well, no, I actually have. I have a corporation, well, a LLC from the United States. So what I
Okay,
did
okay,
was I just registered. I registered the new company under that company in the U.S.
okay, okay.
Now
Got you, got you.
I do want to put a branch of it here in
Yeah,
Egypt,
yeah, yeah.
and they just made it a lot easier to do. So that's something
Okay,
now I'm investigating, and as soon as I get some information on that, I'll definitely share.
okay.
But it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something,
Share with me.
yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I knew you would know because I was just talking to a friend of mine about that, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask MATRELL today because I don't know about how to do all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely welcome you bringing in, like,
Okay.
it's easier to come here with the business than it is to start from scratch here, money wise.
Okay.
So it's less expensive to bring a satellite office. And the other good thing about that would be, so say
Uh-huh.
you hire people here,
Yeah.
like if you want them to do some training in the US, then it's easier to
Mhm.
get them the visas that they need to be able to cross train and go to the
Okay.
US, because it's hard for people to leave here. It's hard for them
Yeah,
to leave
yeah.
to go to US. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
yes. Okay, so we put
Awesome,
that back
awesome.
up. Africa made easy. All right. So you
Mhm.
guys, if does anyone else have any more questions for Eddie, make sure you do follow his channel. I have all the links
Right,
in
right.
the description box below. How is
Mhm.
TikTok working out for you?
Man, TikTok's been crazy, man. It's been dropping some content on there. Just I don't even like social media. Like
Neither.
I'm an influencer, but I do not like social media. Like for the longest time,
Okay.
I was just on YouTube. Um, but like I said, money follows attention. So you got to go where the attention is, and you just try the different platforms and stuff like that out. I don't use Facebook. I don't use Instagram. I really hate those apps.
Yeah.
I had an ad account on Facebook. They abandoned me from advertising on Facebook for no reason. They never gave me my account back. So after that, I just swore I'm done with Facebook. I'm done with Instagram. But I still use WhatsApp. Like, that's the only Facebook product I use. But let's try the different social media platforms out, gather attention. Sell some products.
Right. Yeah, and I think for
Mm-hmm.
my demographic of followers, I have to do Facebook, even though I don't want to, because that's
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
are. That's where they are. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to post there, um, or else they never know about my videos. But anyhow, all right, Eddie. So thank you so much for coming to chat with us today. It was really
Thank you for
good
having me.
information. Yeah, it was great information that you shared. I want to thank all of your supporters that are here. Because I do see some from me
Mm-hmm.
coming to your lives. I recognize some of
Right,
the
right.
names. So thank you guys
Mm-hmm.
for coming over to my channel to support Eddie today. And then for
Right,
my
right.
subscribers that are here, if you would, please go ahead and subscribe to Eddie's channel. He's very knowledgeable. He has very good information that he puts out on his videos. And they are also, he does do some that are entertaining as well. You're always going to learn something, but sometimes they're going to be more entertaining than
Right,
just
right.
educational. So it's a good mix,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys will definitely enjoy his channel. Um, yeah. So Eddie, thank you so much. I do
Thank you, thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, all right. Well, thank you all for watching. Definitely subscribe to MATRELL if you came over from my channel. Support MATRELL and everything that she got going on. Looking to come out to Egypt. Definitely link up with her because she does things a legit way, so it's easy to work with her. A lot of people talk about, hey, I want to move to Egypt. First person I send them, hey, hit them a trail. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to
Right.
deal with no consultations. I don't want to deal with finding you a spot. Hit them a trail. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how many people I referred to you already that's came here that hit you up for a tour or anything like that, but I don't even
Yes.
deal with it. So I always send them to you. So this is my No Limit Eddie endorsement of MATRELL on a mission. So definitely rock with
I
her for any.
appreciate it,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. But other
and
than
I
that, man,
do.
I guess we want to sign out. Sign out of here
Okay.
for this live.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much, and then I'm gonna pop you back in backstage, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. All
Okay,
right.
okay.
Talk to you later. Thank you again. All right. So Sam B says, "What race do you see traveling and touring to Egypt? Not us. I see everything but us, and they're here deep, everywhere. But the Egyptians really like it when we come, though, because they feel like there's a better connection with us, and they treat us accordingly. You would be pleasantly surprised." All right. Um, nice discussion, says Sam. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. So, you guys, thank you so much for coming to the live today. If you would please give this video a thumbs up. If you liked it, if you loved it, please share it out so other people can find out about my channel. I appreciate you guys. Bye.